Hello everyone, how are you? How are you my dear students? A very good evening to all of you. So please tell me, how are you? A very good evening. So today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic of animal kingdom, that is basis of classification. So if you will understand basis of classification, then you are going to understand most of the things of animal kingdom. So basically the basis of classification is the basics, or you can say fundamentals of the animal kingdom. Alright, so let's get started without any delay. Okay, so if you will see all the animals of this planet Earth, we are going to study them in the kingdom Animalia. So if we look at all the organisms of this planet Earth, all the living organisms of this planet Earth, they are classified into 5 kingdoms, everyone. Okay, so if we'll talk about the kingdom Monera, in this kingdom we are talking about the prokaryotes. We are talking about the prokaryotes. Prokaryotes are those in which there is no defined nucleus, there is no true nucleus, alright. So bacteria comes under Monera. You can see bacteria here. You can see bacteria, alright. If we talk about kingdom Protista, we are going to see unicellular organisms here. So unicellular organisms, you may call them protozoans. Protozoans. So we have not included the protozoans in animal kingdom. We are only studying the multicellular organisms, the multicellular animals in the Animalia kingdom. Alright. So protozoans, they are included in the kingdom Protista. If we talk about kingdom Fungi, we are going to study about fungi, yeast, mushroom, all this as a separate kingdom. Kingdom Plantae will include all the plants, and kingdom Animalia will include all the animals. So today we are going to discuss about the kingdom Animalia. Alright everyone. So coming to the kingdom Animalia, if we talk about animals, so then what is the definition of an animal? Okay, what are the features of an animal? You will say, ma'am, animals, they do show locomotion. Okay, all right. You will say, ma'am, they have nervous system, they can think, they can respond. Yes, it is true. They have sensory control. But if I talk about the basic features, then I can tell you the kingdom Animalia, the animals of the kingdom Animalia, they are known as metazoans. So these are, everyone, they are multicellular. Without any exception, they all are multicellular. All the animals which we are going to study in animal kingdom, they all are multicellular. Then they all are eukaryotic. They all are eukaryotic. That means all of the animals have a well-defined true nucleus. Alright, and they have Holozoic mode of nutrition. Holozoic mode of nutrition, everyone. Holozoic mode of nutrition means what? Do you know? If you know, please tell me in the comments. So Holozoic mode of nutrition is actually a type of heterotrophic nutrition only. Heterotrophic nutrition means animals are not preparing their own food, alright? Plants are preparing their own food by the process of photosynthesis. But animals are not going to do that. So animals are heterotrophs. In that also, if we talk about the metazoa, if we talk about the metazoans, we are engulfing the food. We are also animals, right? So we are engulfing the food. So the mode of engulfment is known as Holozoic mode of nutrition. Engulfment of food. Engulfment of food, either in solid state or in liquid state. If we are engulfing the food, that means we are performing Holozoic mode of nutrition. Alright, hi Rohit, good evening beta. So please Tell me in the comments if you are understanding all these things. Okay, all right. So I have told you what is metazoa. Metazoa, we can call that all the animals are coming under the metazoa. All the animals are metazoans. So that means we can say that animal kingdom can also be called as metazoa. Now, in this metazoa, if we'll see the arrangement of cells, in the animal body, on the basis of that, we can divide this kingdom into two subkingdoms, everyone. So, which are these two subkingdoms? One subkingdom is parazoa. And another is eumetazoa. True animals, eumetazoa, wherever you will see they are known as true. Okay, the meaning of is true. So these are the true animals which we are including in the eumetazoa subkingdom. So what is the difference in the arrangement of cells? If you'll see the animals of parazoa, they are just loose cell aggregates. They have not formed any tissues. But if you will see the animals in eumetazoa, they have formed tissues, everyone. Okay. So what is the difference between the loose cell aggregates and the tissues? Tissues is also a group of cells. Loose cell aggregates, that kind of a body is also a group of cell. But in case of cell aggregate body plan, in case of loose cell aggregates, all these cells are performing different function. They are of different structure. So this group of cell, we cannot call it as a tissue. Alright. So what is a tissue? Tissue is that group of cell, this is that group of cells in which it is that group of cells in which all these cells are similar. All these cells are similar in structure, function and origin. I have talked about the origin. The origin can be ectodermal, mesodermal, endodermal. So in one of the video, I have talked about the embryonic origin. If you have not watched that video, you can go to this channel and you can check it out. Alright. So now you have understood tissues. So tissues are found first in the Coelenterata phylum. Okay. The phylum which is coming under parazoa. So how many phylums, how many total phylums are there, beta? How many total phylums we are going to study in this animal kingdom? In this kingdom Animalia, 11 phylums. So if we have divided the Animalia into two subkingdoms, one phylum is coming under the parazoa and rest of the 10 phylums, they are coming under the eumetazoa. Alright, they are coming under the eumetazoa. So except only one phylum, all the other phylums have tissues in them. Alright, then they can also form, from the tissues, they can form the organs, everyone. So in some animals you will find organs. Then after organs you will also find in some phylums organ system, everyone. So if we talk about the eumetazoa, we are going to find tissues, organs and organ systems. But we are not going to see tissues, organs and organ systems in the subkingdom parazoa. So this is the main difference. Okay. So if we talk about the example of parazoa, the porifera is the example of parazoa, which is the first phylum in animal kingdom. Here we can write 11 phylums. Okay. So what are these 11 phylums? If we talk about these 11 phylums, beta, the first phylum is porifera. The second phylum is Coelenterata. The third phylum is Ctenophora. The fourth phylum is Platyhelminthes. The fifth phylum is Aschelminthes. Then there comes Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca. Arthropoda is the largest phylum, everyone, and the second largest phylum is Mollusca. So after Mollusca, what comes? Echinodermata, after which Hemichordata is there, and the last phylum is Chordata, everyone. Hemichordata, and then there is Chordata. Alright. So these are the 11 phylums: Porifera, Coelenterata, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata and Chordata. Alright. So all these except Porifera, all these phylums are coming under the subkingdom METAZOA. This is the first thing you have to understand very well. You have to learn the sequence of these 11 phylums, as well as you have to learn the names of all these phylums. Alright. Now another thing, if we talk about Chordata, I will be telling you why Chordata, they are named as Chordata. Okay, because of the presence of a very important structure in them, that is notochord. So if chordates have notochord, rest other phylums, they don't have notochord. We will be talking about notochord, what is notochord, but we can group all these phylums except the phylum Chordata. We can group all these phylums except the phylum Chordata. We can group all these phylums as non-chordates, everyone. Non-chordates. Alright. So I hope you have understood this much. Then if I talk about further, if I talk about the last phylum Chordata, if I talk about the last phylum Chordata, so then Chordata are also of, Chordata is divided into 3 subphylums. 3 subphylum. So what are these 3 subphylums, everyone? These 3 subphylums are Urochordata, Cephalochordata, and Vertebrata. So except Vertebrata, we can call all the other animals as invertebrates. Just like except Chordata, we can call all the animals as non-chordates. Except Vertebrata, we can call all the animals as invertebrates. Okay. So except this, except Vertebrata, we can write from Porifera till Hemichordata, we are calling all these animals as non-chordates, everyone. Yes or no? Please tell me in the comments if you are understanding, beta. So from Porifera phylum till Hemichordata, all are non-chordates. Similarly, from Porifera till Cephalochordata, that means Hemichordata is included. After Hemichordata, Chordata is coming. In Chordata, there are 3 subphylums: Urochordata, Cephalochordata and Vertebrata. So till Cephalochordata, we can call them, we can group them all as invertebrates, So everyone, you have to understand a very important point, a very important statement which is going to come in your NEET exam. All these statements are coming in the NEET exam from this basis of classification, alright. So if I will say all the non-chordates are invertebrates, will it be true? Please tell me in the comments. Anuradha, good evening. Okay, so please tell me in the comments. So all the non-chordates are invertebrates, But please tell me, do all invertebrates are non-chordates? Do all invertebrates are non-chordates? No, because these are the two invertebrates which are not non-chordates. These are chordates, everyone. Okay, so these are invertebrates, but not non-chordates, they are chordates. So now we can tell all the non-chordates are invertebrates, but the vice versa is not true. Okay, but all the invertebrates are not non-chordates, So if you have understood this statement, please tell me in the comments. Okay, please give a thumbs up in the comments. All right. So now coming to the next point, we have understood till now in the animal kingdom how many phylums are there, and one phylum is coming under the subkingdom Parazoa, in which no tissues, no organs, no organ system is there. We have studied 10 phylums under the subkingdom METAZOA, in which in some phylums tissues will be there, we will be seeing in which phylums tissues are there, then organs are there, and then organ systems are there. Okay, so coming to the next, the first basis of classification. The next topic is, our topic of discussion today is basis of classification, everyone. So basis of classification means how we have classified all these 11 phylums, all the animals into these 11 phylums. So we have to understand that in all these animals there are some similarities. In spite of similarities, there are huge differences in all these animals. So we have categorized them on the basis of their similarities and differences, everyone. All right. So the first character which we are taking in the basis of classification, that is levels of organization. If we will talk about the levels of organization, there are 4 levels. There are 4 levels. The first level is cellular level of organization. The second level is tissue level of organization. The third level is organ level of organization. And the fourth level, the highest level of organization, is organ system level of organization. What do you understand by the levels of organization? What is the basic meaning of the organization? So the meaning is how the cells are arranged in the body. Okay, if the cells are arranged just as loose aggregates, just like I have told you in the Parazoa, so all those animals have which level of organization, everyone? Please tell me in the comments. They have cellular level of organization. So in cellular level of organization, there are only cells. Only cells are present. Only cells are present. All right. Okay. So I'm going to write it again. I don't know where it has went, where it has disappeared. So I was talking about the cellular level of organization, everyone. Then I was talking about the tissue level, then organ level, and organ system level, So everyone, in cellular level of organization, only cells are present. Only cells are present. Only cells are present in the body. Okay, so all these cells are performing different function. In case of all the animals which are included in the phylum Porifera, one cell will be performing the function of digestion, one cell will be performing the function of reproduction, one cell will be performing any other function. So all the cells are performing their own functions, all right. So they are just, that kind of organization is seen in the phylum Porifera. So Porifera is showing cellular level of organization. Only cells are present, no division of labor. Okay, all the cells are performing their own activities and they are not sharing the work. Okay, let us suppose if in our home our mother is doing only all the household works, all the household chores. If mother is doing, then she will be tired by the end of the day. Yes or no? So you should be helping her if you are free and if you have time, so you can help her out in some of the works, all right. So then what will happen? Then your mother will not get tired because you are sharing the work. Okay, father, let us suppose there is a, on the weekend, let us suppose there is a Sunday. So how it should be? It should be like father is doing all the cleaning stuff maybe, okay, or maybe the children, they are doing the cleaning stuff, father is helping mother in the kitchen, okay, in maybe washing the utensils or maybe in the cooking. So the cooking, all the food preparation will be done quickly and the cleaning will be done quickly by the children. So mother will feel very happy. Okay, so this is division of labor in your house. Only the mother is not doing all the work of the house, you all are doing the work, you all are sharing the work. Just like that, in the tissues, organs and organ system level of organization, we are going to see a very, very important thing, that is division of labor. Division of labor. So, when we have seen tissues, one tissue is performing one function. So that function is performed by so many cells. So division of labor will increase the efficiency of the organism. Division of labor increases the efficiency, beta. Division of labor is increasing the efficiency of the organism, alright. So when tissues are formed, they are first seen in phylum Coelenterata, and tissues, there are group of cells I have already told which have organized as tissues. So group of cells performing same function, all right. So tissues, we have seen tissues in the first phylum Coelenterata, in which we have seen tissues. The phylum in which we have seen tissues for the first time, that is phylum Coelenterata, everyone. Then the next phylum Ctenophora also have tissue level of organization, but organs are not present in them, okay. Only tissues are present, only tissues are seen. So we will be discussing animal tissues as a separate chapter. There is a separate chapter which have been removed from the NCERT, but we will be studying that because it is a very, very important chapter. If you don't know the animal tissues, then you cannot understand the human physiology, and so many things of human physiology you can't understand. So we will be studying after animal kingdom, maybe we can take the animal tissues chapter. So alright, so tissue level of organization is present in Coelenterata and Ctenophora. Then when we talk about any organ, if we talk about heart, so heart is made up of all the tissues. We have epithelial tissue as well in the heart. Heart muscles are there which are made up of muscular tissue. Then we have nervous tissue also, the neurons are going into the heart. Then we also have the connective tissue in the heart, okay. Connective tissue is the most abundant tissue of our body, it is present everywhere, okay. I'm so sorry. So organ level of organization, in organ level of organization you will be seeing different organs, and that is, one organ is formed by tissues. Organ is formed by tissues, everyone, and the organ system will be formed by different organs, and all these organs are carrying out a physiological function, a physiological function, everyone. If we'll say the function of digestion of food is done by which organs? So, digestion of food, when we are taking food, it is happening into the oral cavity, buccal cavity, then the food is going down into the stomach by the help of esophagus. Then after the stomach, in the stomach also some digestion will take place. Then it will go into the small intestine, then into the large intestine. So like that, in all these organs, the digestion is taking place. So the process of digestion of food is not done by only one organ here. So there is an organ system which we are calling as digestive system. Just like that, we have so many organ systems like circulatory system, reproductive system, excretory system, right? So many organs are there in all these systems. So, in which phylum we have seen organ level of organization? In the phylum Platyhelminthes. In the phylum Platyhelminthes. Then if we talk about the organ system level of organization, we have seen in rest of the phylum, from the phylum Aschelminthes till Chordata, we have organ system level of organization. So here we have understood very nicely the meaning of level of organization. Alright. So moving ahead with the next point, in organ system level of organization, we are seeing various patterns of complexities. Complexities meaning what? When the organs will increase, when the organ system will form, then the complexity in that organism will increase. Alright. So here specifically we are going to talk about two systems. One is digestive system, and one is circulatory system, everyone. One is digestive system and one is circulatory system. We will be seeing the types of digestive system and circulatory systems in all those animals in which organ system level of organization is present. But before that, I want to talk about the body plan. If we will know the body plan of the organism, then it will be very easy to relate that to the digestive system. Okay. So we have already seen one of the body plan, that is cell aggregate body plan. We have seen this body plan in which phylum, everyone? Please tell me in the comments. We have seen this body plan in the Porifera phylum. Alright. If we talk about the another body plan, that is known as blind sac body plan. This plan is known as blind sac body plan. In case of blind sac body plan, we will be seeing a single opening in the body, and the body looks like this. So this single opening is for ingestion as well as for egestion. If anything coming in the body, that is through this opening, and anything which is going out, that is also through the same opening. So in case of blind sac body plan, there is a single opening which serves for both mouth as well as anus, for both mouth and anus. So ingestion and egestion is happening through the single opening. This type of body plan is seen in which phylums? Blind sac body plan is seen in which phylums? So this is seen in phylum Coelenterata, Ctenophora and Platyhelminthes, everyone. Platyhelminthes. You have to remember these examples. So we will be relating this with the digestive system. if there is digestive system and there is only one opening, that kind of digestive system can be called as incomplete digestive system, because two separate openings are not there in the alimentary canal. Alright, so if we talk about the third type of body plan, that is going to be tube within tube body plan. Tube within tube, tube within tube body plan. So here you have to consider the body of the organism as a tube, and then you have to imagine there is another tube in the body. Okay, so that kind of body plan is known as tube within tube body plan. Alright, so if I'll show you this with the help of a diagram, you can imagine it like this. Okay, so this is one opening and this is another opening. If you have seen the diagram of the embryo, the diagram of embryo looks like this. Yes, here we have seen that this is gut, and the opening of gut was known as blastopore. I have told you this in one of my video upon embryonic origin, blastopore. Alright, so if we talk about blastopore here, blastopore can form mouth as well as anus. If it is forming mouth first, then at the other end, here at the another end, anus will be formed. If the blastopore is forming anus, then at the another end, mouth will be formed. Alright, so here you can see in tube within tube body plan, you can see two openings. We can call one as mouth and another as anus, everyone. Okay, so in case of tube within tube body plan, we are seeing two separate openings. Now, rest of the animals from Aschelminthes till phylum Chordata, all are showing tube within tube body plan. Okay, all are showing tube within tube body plan. So, in case of tube within tube body plan also, we can say we have two types. One is protostomic body plan and another is deuterostomic body plan. Protostomic. So, please understand the meaning. Proto means first, stom means mouth. Deutero means second, and stom means mouth again. So, if mouth is forming first, then anus is forming later. If mouth is forming later, that means it is forming second and anus is forming first. Alright. So, protostomic body plan, in this mouth forms first and anus forms later. In case of deuterostomic body plan, anus forms first and mouth forms later. So, if we talk about the protostomic examples and deuterostomic examples, in case of tube within tube body plan, I have told you two types. One is protostomic and another is deuterostomic. Alright. So, protostomic examples and deuterostomic examples. All the rest of the phylums from Aschelminthes till Chordata, they have tube within tube body plan. That means they have complete digestive system. They have two openings in their alimentary canal, mouth as well as anus. Depending upon which opening has formed first, we will be saying protostomic and deuterostomic. So, the first phylums, Aschelminthes till mollusca. So, that means if you know the sequence, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, they are protostomic. After mollusca, what comes? Echinodermata. So, echinodermata Hemichordata and Chordata. These three phylums, they are coming under the deuterostomic body plan. Alright everyone. So now coming back to the body plan. I have discussed body plan with you all. So depending upon this, we can study digestive system. Digestive system can be incomplete, where only one opening. In incomplete digestive system, only one opening. You will be seeing only one opening. Okay, so the example will be the same examples which we have done for blind sac body plan. Okay, they have single opening, so incomplete digestive system also have single opening. So which are the phylums? Please tell me in the comments. The phylum Coelenterata, Ctenophora and Platyhelminthes So if I will talk about Porifera, if you will be asked about Porifera, what is the digestive system, complete or incomplete? So we will say it is absent. The digestive system in case of Porifera, it is absent. So it is absent in Porifera. It is absent in Porifera. All right. Now we will talk about the incomplete digestive. We will talk about the complete digestive system. We have already talked about the complete digestive system. Incomplete digestive system. Now we will talk about the complete. So I have told you in incomplete only single opening. Okay. In complete there is both openings. Okay. Both openings are there in complete. So both openings, two separate openings, both openings are there, both openings, mouth as well as anus, alright. So now let me tell you the examples. So the examples will be same from Aschelminthes till phylum Chordata, complete digestive system is there. Alright. Coming to the circulatory system. Types of circulatory system can be open and closed. They can be open and closed. So simply you have to understand what is a open circulatory system and what is a closed circulatory system. If we talk about open circulatory system, the blood is flowing into the open spaces in the body and those spaces are known as sinuses. So here we can write blood flows into sinuses. What are sinuses? Sinuses are open spaces in the body. But if we talk about closed circulatory system, then the blood flows into blood vessels. Then the blood flows into well-developed blood vessels, everyone. Well-developed blood vessels. Alright. So if we talk about the circulatory system is absent in which of the phylums? So circulatory system will be absent till organ level of organization because they don't have organ system, right? So till Platyhelminthes it will be absent. But in Aschelminthes also it is absent. You have to remember this point. Till Aschelminthes circulatory system is absent. So circulatory system is absent from Porifera phylum till Aschelminthes. It is absent. So let's talk about the phylum which comes after Aschelminthes. What is the phylum which comes after Aschelminthes, everyone? Please tell me in the comments. So after Aschelminthes, Annelida will come and Annelida have closed circulatory system. You have to remember the examples. Annelida have closed circulatory system. Then after Annelida, what comes? Arthropoda. So from arthropoda, after arthropoda there will be mollusca, then echinodermata, then hemichordata, then chordata. In chordata also I have told you urochordata, cephalochordata and vertebrata. So in the first subphylum of chordata also there is open circulatory system. So can we write from arthropoda till urochordata, till urochordata. So then the rest of the subphylums in chordata, they are having closed circulatory system. So we can write here annelida, cephalochordata, cephalochordata and vertebrata. There are some exceptions with this. Okay, there are some exceptions in the mollusca, there are some exceptions in the annelida like leech, but we will be talking about the exceptions when we are talking about the each and every phylum in detail, alright. So now you have to remember this, okay. So till now we have understood the level of organization in basis of classification, the complexities in the basis of classification, we have understood the body plan, and now we are going to understand the symmetry. So if we talk about the symmetry of the body, so what exactly is the symmetry? Symmetry means how the body is organized in the space, how the body looks like in the 3 dimension. So we can explain symmetry by using 2 terms. You have to understand the one term is a plane and another term is an axis. Okay, if you will understand plane and if you will understand axis, so then you will understand the symmetry. So plane is not that plane in which you will sit and fly, okay. This plane is the actual surface, the flat surface which we are using to cut the body of the organism, to divide the body of the organism, alright. So what is plane? Plane is the flat surface, plane is the flat surface used to cut or to divide the body of an organism, So if we talk about the axis, axis is not an actual surface or actual line. Axis is not actual, axis is just imaginary. Okay, so axis is an imaginary line. It is an imaginary line passing through the body of the organism, passing through the body of an organism, alright. So if you have understood plane and axis, then we can talk about 2 types of symmetry. So on the basis of symmetry, we will be having 3 types of animals, 3 types of animals. The first type is going to be the asymmetrical animals. Asymmetrical, they don't have any symmetry. We cannot divide their body into 2 equal parts. Okay, this is the actual definition, that if we will do anything, if we will cut the body of the organism by any plane, by any axis, the plane will be passed by any axis, then also we cannot divide the body of the organism into 2 equal parts, that those animals are asymmetrical. Some of the animals are radially symmetrical. So radially symmetrical animals can be divided into 2 equal parts by any plane. By any plane, if we will cut them, they will be divided into 2 equal parts. And the last one is bilaterally symmetrical animals. Bilaterally symmetrical animals. So if we talk about asymmetrical animals, they do not have any symmetry. They have no symmetry at all. No symmetry. Alright. They cannot be converted. They cannot be divided. They cannot be divided into 2 equal halves. They cannot be divided into 2 equal halves. Alright. But if we talk about radially symmetrical animals, they have radial symmetry. They have radial symmetry. And what is a radial symmetry? In case of radial symmetry, if let us suppose I will use this bottle. Okay, so just look at this bottle. Okay, this is showing a kind of radial symmetry in which if if we will assume one line in the center, so that is going to be the central axis of the body. Alright, so then if we'll use any plane, this plane or this plane or this plane or this plane, if we are using any plane which should pass from the center of the body, that is the condition. So any plane passing through the center of the body will cut this bottle into two equal parts or not? Please tell me in the comments if you are understanding. Okay, so you just have to imagine either a cylindrical body, we can say, that is radial symmetrical, or any body in which we can divide the body into two equal parts by using any plane. That symmetry will be radial symmetry. So what is radial symmetry exactly? Any plane passing through the central axis. So now you are understanding what is plane and axis, everyone. We are using the plane to divide the body. So plane is a flat surface and axis is just an imaginary line. So if here we are talking about the central axis, that means this imaginary line is passing through the center. So any plane passing through the central axis of the body, can divide the organism, into two equal halves, left and right halves. These two equal halves will be the mirror images of each other. Alright, they are also known as antimirrors. So what type of animals are asymmetrical? What type of animals are radially symmetrical? So the first phylum, Porifera, the animals in this phylum, they are asymmetrical. If we talk about radially symmetrical, then some sponges, they show this symmetry, okay, but most of the sponges are asymmetrical only. Some sponges are radially symmetrical. Then the animals in phylum Coelenterata, Ctenophora and Echinodermata. So let me specify in Echinodermata, here we are talking about the adult stages and we are not talking about the larval stages. There is an exception that in the larval echinoderms we will be seeing an advanced symmetry, that is bilateral symmetry. Alright, so this is all about the radially symmetrical animals. Then if we talk about the bilaterally symmetrical animals, they have which symmetry? They have bilateral symmetry. So how we will be defining bilateral symmetry? Only one plane can do this. Only one plane can divide the body into two equal parts. That one plane should pass through the center of the body. This is the condition. Alright, so only one plane, rest will be the same. Only one plane passing through the central axis of the body can divide the organism into two equal halves. If we will talk about the examples, then rest of the animals, rest of the phylums will be the examples of bilaterally symmetrical animals. So after Ctenophora, what comes? Platyhelminthes. Okay, so Platyhelminthes, then till chordata I can write, I can write except adult echinodermata, adult echinoderms, except adult echinoderms from Platyhelminthes till chordata, they are showing bilateral symmetry. So that means in larval echinoderms also there is bilateral symmetry. The larval echinoderms, they are showing bilateral symmetry. So here we can say that here the larva is more advanced than the adult. The larva of the echinodermata is more advanced than the adult. This can be called as retrogressive metamorphosis. When an early stage is developing into a higher stage, when the larva is developing into the adult, it is obvious that the adult will be more developed, more advanced than the larva, right? But here we are seeing opposite. Here we are seeing that adult of echinodermata is showing a less advanced symmetry, that is radial symmetry, and bilateral symmetry is seen in the larva. So that means larva here is more advanced or more developed than the adult. This kind of metamorphosis is known as retrogressive metamorphosis. So I hope you have understood this part. So let me show you some of the diagrams. Okay, this symmetry is radial symmetry. Here in this symmetry you can see by using any plane, we can divide the body of the organism into two equal parts. For example, this is what? This is Hydra, everyone. This is Hydra. Okay, this belongs to the phylum Coelenterata. So Hydra is an example of radial symmetry. If you look at this figure, there is only one plane is shown. Can you see this one plane passing through the middle of the body? This is the only one plane which can divide the body into two equal parts. Similarly, here also only one plane can divide the body into two equal parts. So this symmetry is known as bilateral symmetry. So this is the example of bilateral symmetry. So here I can write bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry. So one more thing I can tell you in the bilateral symmetry and radial symmetry. Radial symmetry is advantageous for those animals, which cannot move from one place to another place. Okay, those type of animals are known as sessile animals, everyone. So it is advantageous for sessile forms. Sessile forms, they remain attached to the substratum. They remain attached to the substratum. They remain attached to substratum. What is this substratum? This is that thing to which these animals are getting attached. It can be any rock or it can be any plant. It can be anything. Okay, the aquatic forms, they can be sessile forms. All the porifera, they are sessile. All the animals of phylum porifera, they all are sessile. They cannot, I don't know how they are living their life. We can't live like that. So they cannot move from one place to another place. They remain attached for the whole life. They will be remaining attached. Okay. So then about the bilateral symmetry, I want to tell you that syphilization, that means formation of a head. Syphilization, that is formation of a head, came along this symmetry. Syphilization, head formation. So in bilaterally symmetrical animals only you will be seeing the head. For example, us, we have head, we have this head, and we are having bilateral symmetry. Alright, so these are the extra points regarding bilateral symmetry and radial symmetry. So now we have completed the bilateral symmetry and radial symmetry. Now talking about those animals which have germ layers. How many germ layers are there? So I have already talked about germ layers in one of my video. I have told you that how these germ layers are forming during the embryonic life. So in some of the animals there are only two germ layers, diploblastic, two germ layers, diploblastic. Okay, these two germ layers are ectoderm and endoderm. If we talk about triploblastic organisms, they have all the three germ layers. Okay, ectoderm, mesoderm as well as endoderm. So, the examples of diploblastic and triploblastic organisms you should know. In case of porifera, there is no germ layer, everyone. No germ layers are there in the porifera. This is the reason they don't have tissues, because tissues are formed by the germ layers. I have told you all the tissues and organs are formed by the germ layers, right? So they have only cellular level of organization. So that means we are not talking about the porifera here. So if we will talk about the examples of diploblastic, then Coelentrata and Ctenophora. Coelentrata and Ctenophora, these are the two phylums in which we will be seeing the ectoderm and endoderm. Then if we talk about the examples of triploblastic, from the phylum Platyhelminthes till chordata, they all have these three germ layers, ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm, and all the body tissues and organs are formed by these three germ layers. Okay, so let me explain you this with the help of the diagram. Here you can clearly see where is the ectoderm, where is the endoderm. In between you can see gut here, everyone. Are you able to see gut here? Gut is the primitive gut. This is also known as archenteron. Primitive gut is also known as archenteron. So here you cannot see in between ectoderm and endoderm, you cannot see mesoderm here. Instead of mesoderm, there is mesoglia. This mesoglia is a jelly-like layer. This is a jelly-like layer, and it is not a germ layer, everyone. It is not at all a germ layer, alright? This is not at all a germ layer. It is a jelly-like layer. It is not a germ layer. I think this orange is not that visible, so I am writing it again. So this is a jelly-like layer, okay, and here you can see gut. So now, in case of diploblastic, here you are seeing diploblastic animals, only you will find ectoderm and endoderm, and in case of triploblastic, you will find all the three germ layers, ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm, and I have told you the examples of all these organisms as well. So I hope you have understood what are the phylums in which two germ layers are present, what are the phylums in which three germ layers are present. So now let me move ahead towards the next topic in basis of classification, that is a very important topic, that is known as coelom. What is coelom? First of all, the 11th class students, they don't know how to pronounce it, coelom or something else they are pronouncing it. So beta, it is coelom, okay, just remember this C and then this lom, okay, this is the pronunciation of this is the correct pronunciation, coelom, okay, coelom. What is this coelom? This is the body cavity, this is the body cavity, and this is derived by, this is the body cavity, and this is derived by which germ layer? This is derived by mesoderm, everyone. This is derived by mesoderm, okay. So coelom is derived by the mesoderm layer. This is the space, the body cavity inside every organism. Inside every organism there is not true coelom, but there is a space inside the body of the organisms which, if it is derived from the mesoderm, then only we will call it as a true coelom, okay. If it is lined by the mesoderm, then we will call it as a true coelom. So on the basis of this coelom, and here only all the organs are present in our body, where all the organs are situated. So all the organs are situated in the coelom, everyone, in the space inside the body. This space is formed by the mesoderm layer. So on the basis of coelom, we have three types of animals, three types of organisms. One are those in which there is no coelom, those are known as acoelomates. Then there are pseudocoelomates, and then there are eucoelomates. Eucoelomates are true coelomates. So true coelom, I will be showing you the true coelom, false coelom, and there is no coelom. If we will talk about Acoelomates, there is no coelom beta, no coelom. Pseudo means false. So that means there is false coelom. That means it is not lined by the mesoderm. And U means true coelom. I've already told you the meaning of U, that is true. So true coelom is lined by mesoderm on both the sides. Is lined by mesoderm. Okay, false coelom is in this false coelom, mesoderm is present as scattered pouches. Mesoderm is present as scattered pouches, everyone. Scattered pouches. Alright. So, if we talk about the examples of acoelomates from the first phylum Porifera till Platyhelminthes, they are acoelomates. So, you have to understand why Porifera are acoelomates. Because Porifera does not have any germ layer, right? Why Coelenterata and Ctenophora are acoelomates? Because they don't have mesoderm. They are diploblastic, they have only 2 germ layers. And coelom cannot be formed by ectoderm and endoderm. Coelom is formed by mesoderm. So, as they don't have mesoderm, they don't have the coelom. What is the reason behind not having coelom in Platyhelminthes? This is the important question. So, this is the important question, why Platyhelminthes does not have coelom? Because if you see the mesodermal cells in case of Platyhelminthes, they are very, very compactly packed. So, we can say that they have a solid body, they have a solid mesoderm, which is not giving space, which is not basically, it is not splitting in such a way that the space will be created in the mesoderm. So, that is the main reason why Platyhelminthes does not have coelom, due to solid mesoderm. We can write due to solid mesoderm. This solid mesoderm does not mean that in other phylums it is present as a liquid form. No. Solid means only that the cells are very, very compactly arranged and the cells they are not falling apart and the space cannot be created. Okay, this is the meaning of the solid mesoderm. Coming to the pseudocoelomates, the example is Aschelminthes. I will show you with the help of the diagram. In case of Aschelminthes, you will find mesoderm as scattered pouches. So, in between those scattered pouches, there is a space, but that is not lined by the mesoderm on both the sides. But if you will see eucoelomates, the true coelom is lined by mesoderm on both the sides, and the examples are from Annelida till Chordata. They all have true coelom, everyone. So, let me tell you this with the help of the diagram. Can you see true coelom here? This is the true coelom, everyone, in which you can see there is a outer mesoderm, and there is a inner mesoderm. And in between these two mesoderms there is a space. So actually if you will see a triploblastic organism, it will look like this. Mesoderm is there, but coelom is not there. So this can be the case of acoelomate Platyhelminthes. Okay, so here you cannot see any space in the mesoderm, but when this mesoderm will split into 2 parts, it will make 2 layers. The mesoderm will split into 2 layers, outer and inner mesoderm. So there will be a space created in between the mesoderm, and this space is lined by mesoderm on both the sides. This space is lined by mesoderm on both the sides. This space is filled with coelomic fluid also. The coelom is filled with coelomic fluid also. If we talk about the next figure, here you can see the false coelom, pseudocoelom, because the mesoderm is present as, these are the mesodermal pouches. These are the mesodermal pouches, everyone. So these pouches are scattered in this coelom. So this space is known as pseudocoelom. Since this space is not lined by the mesoderm on both the sides, we cannot call this space as a true coelom. So I have already told you the examples of true coelomates, pseudo coelomates and acoelomates. So I hope you have understood this as well. Now coming to the next feature, that is segmentation. Have you seen some animals in which you can see segmentation from the external side? First of all, this segmentation is also known as metamerism. This is also known as metamerism. So we are here talking about the true metamerism. We are not talking about the false metamerism. We will talk about a false metamerism in case of phylum Platyhelminthes, everyone. But here we are only talking about the true metamerism, which is seen in only 3 phylums. So what is the meaning of metamerism actually? The meaning of metamerism is the body of the animal is divided into segments. The body of the animal is divided into segments internally as well as externally. Into segments internally as well as externally, everyone. So if the body of the organism is divided into segments from the embryonic life, this will be true metamerism, and this is seen in phylum. This is seen in only 3 phylums: Annelida, Arthropoda and Chordata. Annelida, Arthropoda and Chordata. So don't think that in Chordata we are not able to see these kind of segments. This type of segments can be different. Okay, so in case of Annelida, you can take the examples. These are the examples of Annelida. This is Nereis, this is Hirudinaria. You can see from the external side also that they have segments, alright. If we talk about Arthropoda, you can take the example of cockroach. Okay, and then in Chordata you can take the example of us. Okay, we are also chordates, and we have segments, head, thorax and abdomen. In these segments our body is divided. So alright, the metamerism, the segmentation is seen in only 3 phylums: Annelida, Arthropoda and Chordata. That's it. Very, very easy to understand and remember. Coming to the last point in the basis of classification, that is notochord. Just like coelom, notochord is also formed by the mesoderm. Alright, notochord is also formed by the mesoderm. So, notochord, can you see chord here, C-H-O-R-D, chord? And if we talk about chordates, here, can you see I have taken one figure here. This is showing the chordate characters. So, chordate, it is also having chord, C-H-O-R-D. That means notochord is only the feature of chordates. That is why we have given this name to them, chordates, due to the presence of notochord in them. So what exactly notochord is? So notochord is mesodermally derived rod-like structure, beta. You are seeing here in this, see, this is notochord here. If you are able to see this structure, this is notochord. This structure is notochord. This structure here is notochord. So it is present on the dorsal side of the chordate body, everyone. This is present on the dorsal side of the chordate body. Okay, and this is a rod-like structure. Are you able to see this structure, everyone? Okay, so this is a rod-like structure known as notochord. Don't get confused with the nerve cord. Nerve cord is different. Nerve cord is found in non-chordates as well as chordates, but notochord is found in only chordates. So we are talking about the notochord here. Okay, so notochord is actually ventral to the nerve cord and nerve cord is dorsal to the notochord. Both of these are present on the dorsal side of chordates. Alright, so mesodermally derived rod-like structure, mesodermally derived rod-like structure present on the dorsal side of chordates only, So in this line, in this single line, I have explained notochord, that it is the origin of notochord is mesodermal, it is a rod-like structure, it is found on the dorsal side and it is found in the phylum Chordata. Alright, so in rest of the phylums from Porifera till Hemichordata, there is no notochord, they are non-chordates. Alright, so here you can simply write notochord is ventral to nerve cord. Just don't get confused, notochord is ventral to nerve cord and nerve cord is dorsal to notochord. So here we are talking about notochord and notochord is present on the dorsal side. Both are present on the dorsal side, but if we talk about the extreme dorsal, there is nerve cord and notochord is just ventral to the nerve cord. Okay, this is the difference. So that's all about the notochord. So I hope you have understood all these features in the basis of classification. So you can revise all these features of all the phylums through this important table which is given at the last of the animal kingdom. In this you can talk about the level of organization, cellular level, okay, tissue level, organ level. Now why organ system is also given? For the first time organ level of organization is seen in the phylum Platyhelminthes. So we will be considering organ level, but the organ system has also started forming, but completely they have not formed. So that is why we are considering organ system from Aschelminthes till Chordata. Similarly, Porifera, various means they are asymmetrical, sometimes radially symmetrical, these are radially symmetrical, these are bilaterally symmetrical. Echinodermata again radially symmetrical and then these are bilaterally symmetrical. If we talk about coelom is absent till Platyhelminthes, coelom is absent. Pseudocoelom is present, rest all are coelomates. Segmentation is only present in Annelida, Arthropoda and Chordata. In rest of the phylum it is written absent. If we talk about digestive system, very important, I have told you for Porifera it is absent. For rest of the three phylums, Coelenterata, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, it is incomplete, and then for the rest it is complete. If we talk about circulatory system, I have told you in Aschelminthes also it is absent, right? Despite of the presence of the organ system level of organization, the circulatory system is absent. This is a very important thing to learn. So till Aschelminthes circulatory system is absent, then it is present in all. Respiratory system also they have told you. So you just remember after Aschelminthes there is a phylum Annelida. Till here the respiratory system is also absent and then it is present in rest of the phylum. And these are the distinctive features. We will be talking about all these features when we will be discussing each and every phylum in detail. Okay. So in our next class, in our upcoming next zoology class, we will be starting the phylums in detail, and in the very first class, I will be talking about the three phylums Porifera, Coelenterata and Ctenophora. So please don't miss all these classes if you want to understand animal kingdom completely, because when you will understand animal kingdom from NCERT, then you will be getting 12 marks for sure in the NEET exam. So 3 questions for sure they will be coming, sometimes 4 also from the animal kingdom. But now since they have removed some of the topics maybe from NCERT, but we are not yet updated for the new syllabus. So we are studying all of it. Alright. So I have included cockroach also in this 3 to 4 questions from the animal kingdom. So you have to understand animal kingdom in a better way so that you can remember all these things for your NEET exam. all right, and we are very excited to get the results of NEET exam, okay, because already we have told you that we Sri Chaitanya are going to get perfect score in NEET exam, all right. So anytime soon we can get the NEET results, okay. So we are waiting for that and we are so excited. So stay tuned and please subscribe to this channel Sri Chaitanya Gosala, so that you will be getting all these important information and all these this content related to all the subjects at this channel. All right. So and if you want to get all these notes, you can go to the description and you will find a link for the Telegram channel. You can join that if you want to get these notes. All right. So that is all for today's class. Bye bye. Take care. God bless you all.